Alright, Algebra 1 kids, this is Mr. Kim. I'm going to show you quickly how you can create a linear, how you can find the regression line, the equation, and a scatter plot using Microsoft Excel. This is Excel version 2010. So first I'm going to start off by typing in my title of my table of information. And the reason I'm typing in the title is not for myself but for you, so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. This is the data from our classwork the last 2 days, Friday and Monday, Friday and Tuesday, regarding the basketball players and their minutes played versus how much total points they earned. I'm going to highlight this, make it bigger. So let's just make the whole thing bigger so that you can kind of see a bit better. Alright, so here are my x coordinates, minutes, my y coordinates, total points. So what I'm going to do, and occasionally I'm going to do this so my iPad doesn't fall asleep because I'm recording it on the iPad. I'm just going to type in the values. Okay, actually maybe I should make these small. And so from here, actually let me do this over again. I made a mistake. There we go. It's better if these numbers are smaller so you can see the entire screen. So I'm just going to type in my numbers into my columns. Alright, then my y coordinates. I'm just moving down the table here. Not doing anything special. Alright, so I just want to make sure my coordinates line up, and we'll check the sum really quickly. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's very easy. I'm going to click on an open cell here just underneath. Click on this line over here. It's called the formula bar. And I'm going to make a formula. Equals. What is that cell going to equal? This. So this cell is going to equal the sum of, and this is the good thing about Excel, you can program it to do stuff you want. Open parentheses. I'm going to sum up this entire column right here from A2 all the way down to A15. I click on A2, which is 3090. I keep my mouse down, and then I go ahead and just drag it all the way. When I get to A15, I let go. Once I let go, I see my cursor still up here. I close the parentheses, and I'm done. And I've just created this cell. I've programmed it so that it sums up all this data. If I check the sum, it's 17627 right there, which is the same thing in the textbook. So let's go ahead and sum up this column now. So I'm going to equal sum again. This time I'm going to do column B2 all the way to B15. Let go, close the parentheses, and I'm done. This checksum reads 7560, which again, if I check my textbook, 7560. So we've just recreated the table from our textbook, and all I'm going to do now is create a scatter plot. So first you have to highlight the x and y coordinates together. So that I take this one, I drag, that means I click my mouse down, all the way to incorporate all the data, right? This basically rectangle. Let go, and then, hold on, let me try that again. Let go, and once it's highlighted, I'm going to go into insert. You're going to insert a table. What kind of table? A scatter plot right over here, okay, right there. So click scatter. Which one do I pick? I pick the one that has just dots only because I want to make just a scatter plot. So click that. Boom, there's the scatter plot. I don't have to do anything right now. I've just scattered my data. When the textbook says draw this or sketch this, you just simply sketch it. Take the same scale, sketch it, take the same scale, sketch it, and take the same data and just plot it. Again, this is just a sketch. It doesn't have to be like a work of art here. Next, we're going to go all the way over here to this area where you see a bunch of different options here, chart layouts. So what are we going to do with this chart, with this data? Well, I'm going to click down and I'm going to find this thing that says f of x. It's layout 9, kind of says right here. And this is Excel version 2010, year 2010. If I click that, I create this linear regression line right here. It says series 1 trend line, 1 equation. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger just by dragging. And this equation I can actually move. And move it to here so I can read it better. So the equation, and let's just type it in here, is y equals 0.5947x minus 208.74. And in classwork today, I said you could round to the nearest hundredth. So there it is. It'll be 0.594 or 0.59x, which is the same thing we got in class. So this matches this. Please don't worry about r squared. We will learn about that later. And there's the trend line, so then you can graph this as well. Quick sketch. Alright, so that's pretty much in a nutshell, under 5 minutes. If you need help, watch the video again or email me, and or pause frequently and rewind. If you have an older version of Excel, you still have to do the same thing. Go to Insert. You have to basically read through the words and create a scatter plot. Then you have to create a trend line or a linear regression line. Okay. Google is the best way to figure out the rest, but I just wanted to show you a quick video. Good luck, and we'll see you tomorrow. One more thing. Excel cannot actually do a regression residuals for you. Like it cannot just you hit a couple buttons like we did for the scatter plot and the regression line and the equation. But what you can do is program each cell to kind of calculate with this formula what the residuals will, or what the actual will be. I'm sorry, these are the actual, and calculate what the predicted will be, and then you can create another cell block here to basically calculate the residuals for you. Now let me just show you real quick. Okay, so for example, these are the actual points scored, whereas this equation predicts how much points you should score if you play a certain amount of minutes. So what I'm going to do is just basically take this, press the equal sign, and I'm going to type in the multiplication of the problem. So I'm going to say if I take 0.59 and multiply this block to it, and then I add and subtract 208.74, blah blah blah, do you want to keep the correction, blah blah blah. Okay, yes, they'll correct it for you. There's my predicted score. Wait a minute, that is not correct. Oh, because it's not times, it's minus. There we go. Oops. There we go. So my predicted score, if I played 3,090 minutes, should be 1260. The Scotty Jordan, or whatever his name was, actually scored 491. So how do I then make the so these, let's just title, that's my predicted. Let's title this residual. If you don't remember, residual is your actual minus predicted. Here are your actuals. This is the actual data. We're going to minus it from the predicted. So I can set up an equation equals, we're going to take B2 minus D2 minus this. And I just clicked, and there's my residual. Okay, I can do that, and then I can create another cell where I can say R squared and do it this way. Let me get the data out of here. Right? So I mean, this is kind of fancy, but R squared is going to be whatever this is, right, times itself. It'll be whatever this number is, 1230, times itself. So, wait, did I calculate this right? Hold on. Oh, sorry, it's not B2 minus D2, it's sum, sorry, B2 minus D2. Oops. B2 minus, oops, something. Subtract. Substitute? Hold on, I'm figuring this out as I go. This is not something I planned on doing. No, it should work. Hold on. B2 minus D2. Oh no, I was right. What am I doing? Sorry, I just confused myself and thereby confused you. Sorry, so it is B2 minus D2. I'm messing myself up. Okay, so to get the R squared, you pretty much add, or you multiply 1230 times itself, but instead of doing 1230, let's just multiply cell block E2, right? E2 times itself. So this one will be E2 times, and the times symbol is pretty much an asterisk, times E2 again. And there we go. That's your R squared. And then you can do that for each one over and over and again. That way you don't have to do it in your calculator. Anyway, this was longer than planned, but there it was. I had a little hiccup. Good luck, and look at this video again.